Dr. Andre Haughton may be an economist today. Now, this didn't occur overnight. He displayed an indomitable spirit in attaining his goal, as Tamara McHale highlights in part 2 of Dr. Haughton's story in The Achievers.
Welcome to another week of The Achievers. I am Tamara McHale, and this week we continue our interview with Dr. Andre Haughton. Dr. Haughton, having experienced many difficulties in his early days and has risen while he's continuing to rise to the top of his game. This week we find out more about his journey and his career. Last week on the program,
life can be here today and not here tomorrow. You know, it doesn't matter how young you are or how old you are. Death don't wait on people.
Dr. Haughton was commenting on his near-death experience in his teens after he was brutally stabbed. Since then, life has drastically changed, having studied at the UWI Mona for both his bachelor's and master's degrees, and then went on to the University of Essex in the United Kingdom for his PhD, where he also taught. Throughout his journey, he's been the beneficiary of a number of prestige scholarships, including the KPMG Pete Marwick Scholarship, the Thomas Delarue Scholarship, and the British Commonwealth Scholarship.
I came to UWI when 2000, and I went to live on Taylor Hall. Now, living on Taylor Hall, you have to be participative. You know, you have to get involved, and you run, skip, up, jump, dance, do everything. And at the same time, when I was here, I can play sports. I played football and run track and field, play volleyball and so on. And at the same time, I was involved in student leadership. So these coupled with the good grades that I got, you know, I won the KPMG Pete Marwick Scholarship to complete my first degree. And after completing the first degree, I still was not sure as to where my path was headed. I knew I love economics, but at the same time, I just finished doing an accounting economics degree, and I was on an accounting scholarship. So it was a transition mode now to restructure my frame of thinking from just doing something accounting related or doing something economics related. And when I check the history of it, you know, the Jamaican economy hasn't had any real growth since the 60s. And we've had economists, but at the same time, the application of the theory has not been beneficial to us on a whole. So at that time, I decided, well, these things haven't happened for us in a long time, and economics is the avenue through which we can accomplish these goals. So therefore, I need to be the best, or one of the best economists, therefore. So if and when the time comes, I can advise the right policy and help steer the country in the right growth path that it belongs.
While studying in the UK, one of Dr. Haughton's research papers was published in the International Journal of Finance and Economics. His thesis for his PhD was also on monetary policy in the Caribbean.
I write a lot of research papers on monetary policy, how money interrelates, how interest rates move, how the monetary transmission mechanism impact the economy, you know, both from a price perspective and both from a growth perspective. So a lot of the work I do, my PhD thesis is entitled Essays on Monetary Policy in the Caribbean Region. So it's basically central bank work. It's not really work from the Ministry of Finance side, even though I do some work from that side, but it's not really. It's just understanding how monetary policy works and how money can stimulate activity in the economy.
Dr. Haughton continues to speak at many conferences nationally and internationally, and later this year will be representing the Caribbean region at a World Finance Conference in Brazil. Quite phenomenal. He has produced a number of papers and publications, and soon to be published is his first book called The Illusion of Money.
This paper that I'll be presenting in Brazil is the most important paper because it deals with asymmetric movement of interest rates, asymmetric movement of prices, which is very important now in the world economy. It's a new topic that's being discussed, and there are different ways how different economists have approached modeling it, and our model is very unique, so they will be looking forward to hearing from us as to how to model asymmetric movement and what impact asymmetry have on the economy. So to date, I think that's the most important paper so far. The Illusion of Money. I can look forward to the book early next year, probably January, February this time.
You want to tell us a bit about what it's about?
It's about a lot of things. There are a lot of stories in it, really, people and how they go about achieving their goals, starting from nothing. It's about how people should approach life, being confident, and how people should really focus on being productive rather than focus on making money. You know, because making money is the finished product, it's not the activity.
Throughout his successful journey thus far, you attest his guiding light as the matriarch in his life.
I learned most of everything I know from my mother. My mother teach me sharing, caring. My mother teach me how to live with people. My mother teach me humility. My mother teach me to always know that I'm not better than nobody, as well as nobody not really better than me. So she teach me how to approach life, you know, as a winner. And I think that was important.
Dr. Haughton today gives back to his community and the world at large. He continues to be an active member of the Young People Be Alliance program in the UK and heads the Valley Foundation, a foundation he formed to give back to his inner city community in Salem, Montego Bay. His words of advice to all of us is:
different people go through different phases and different stages in life, and it is very important that we understand that each of us are here and we have a potential. And that potential needs to be maximized. And that is what I learned from my mother, which was the most important thing.
Let every adversity give rise to an opportunity for greatness. Uplifting words from Dr. Andre Haughton sharing his story on The Achievers. Indeed, we have been touched. Tune in next week to The Achievers. I've been your host, Tamara McHale.
This has been On a Personal Note, Jamaican Television's unique personal financial program that seeks to educate, elucidate, and motivate. We trust that you enjoyed today's program. I'm Owen James. Pleasant viewing.